Hola Jesús, buenas noches. ¿Qué les ha pedido Greg enfocarse estos días para el lunes?
No, sabemos que el Mundial comienza el lunes, sabemos que cada equipo que nos enfrentemos va a estar difícil y obviamente el profe tiene un plan para nosotros. Obviamente nos enfocamos en lo que él nos necesite enfocar para ayudarnos a enfrentar a Gales de la mejor manera posible y salir con la victoria.
To the right, Kyle.
Hey guys, MLS has 12 countries represented here. I'm just wondering your views on what that means for the growth of the league and kind of what it says about the job the country's doing in developing more players. Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that we have so many players here from the MLS. We show that it is a league that's growing. It's something that we put a lot of time and effort into and a lot of money into. And big players are coming to play in this league. And it shows great for the MLS, and we're really proud. Doug McIntyre, to your left here.
For Aaron, I asked Weston something similar. You know how much better your odds are of advancing if you get all 3 points in the first game. Even if you tie, those odds drop pretty dramatically. If you're in the 80th minute of the game on Monday and the game is tied, how much will you push to get all 3 points and risk leaving yourself vulnerable to getting scored on and not getting any?
Yeah, I think in any tournament setting, winning your first game bodes well for you, right? We know that as a team. I think there's calculated risks you can take trying to win the game, but in no means are we going to go balls to the wall trying to win a game and leave ourselves too vulnerable to get scored on it and potentially lose the game, right? So I just think it's a calculated risk that we're going to have to take as a team. And again, we know how important it is to win the first game, and we're going to try to do that. Fourth row in the back.
Gracias, Jesús. ¿Es consciente de la importancia para Colombia por su doble nacionalidad, por el antecedente de su padre, David Ferreira, porque Colombia no clasificó y el ser una de las selecciones más jóvenes? ¿Qué implica? Gracias.
No, para mí es un honor representar a los dos países. Para mí fue una trayectoria muy diferente. Obviamente yo siempre soñé en jugar en una selección, la misma selección de mi padre. A mí no se me dio la oportunidad y Estados Unidos me dio todo lo que yo quería. Y aquí estoy parado, feliz, contento con mi decisión de representar a Estados Unidos y darlo todo por esta selección y este país. Obviamente tengo raíces colombianas y feliz de ser colombiano, pero ahora soy contento y feliz de representar a Estados Unidos con todo lo que tengo.
All the way in the back.
Thank you. Hey guys, to either of you. There's a lot of distraction, a lot of controversy surrounding this tournament. How does that impact the team?
Yeah, I think we know that we're a strong team, and inside of our bubble, we try not to let anything inside. So just limiting distractions from the outside as much as we can and focusing on ourselves and focusing on this first game against Wales. Sam in the middle here, second row.
This one's for Aaron, two-parter for you. It's out there that you guys scored 6 goals the other night in the friendly or training session. I'm just wondering, from your perspective, how did that go? And then Wales have a pretty clear way of playing. What kind of strengths and challenges do you think they'll present for you guys defensively on Monday night?
Yeah, I think to answer the first part of that question, it was a great scrimmage. We definitely got a lot out of it defensively, offensively. Finishing attacks was great. Obviously, we had a couple goals in there. Get the guys confident in front of the net. What was the second part of that question? Sorry? Yeah, so again, they play 5 in the back. We know they have very dynamic wingers, tends to come in the pocket really well. A big, strong number 9 that can score goals, and he likes to fade to the back post and get a lot of headers that way. So overall, a very talented team, and we're just going to have to limit them as much as we can. Ron Blum?
For both of you, is there a challenge to playing a competitive match after a layoff of 4 or 5 weeks as opposed to when you're playing every 4 or 7 days? And how the scrimmage, does it help a little bit, a lot? Then how do you make sure there's no rust?
Yes, sister. You got it. Yeah, I think the staff has done a really good job of keeping us prepared. And when we had a mini camp in Dallas where we got a ton of scrimmages, a lot of 90-minute games. We had another 90-minute game last night. Again, that's great to get the rust off and get the group together, playing together again in a competitive match. So yeah, it's definitely great for us to get that scrimmage, and we don't feel rusty at all.
Ivis?
Aaron, you've known Tyler Adams a long time. You played with him when he was 17-year-old on Red Bulls 2. Could you tell then that there was something special about him? And when you see him now and you play with him now, what's been the kind of most impressive thing about his kind of evolution as a player for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's a guy that stood out to all of us, not just me. He has a heart of a lion, and I think he shows that everywhere he goes, and he's really well noticed for it. He's an amazing player. I think he's a key part of this team for what he brings on the field and off the field. Amazing guy, amazing player.
Charlie?
Hi, Aaron. You mentioned the camp in Texas. You've played with Walker a lot. So I was wondering if you could speak on sort of that relationship. And I know I'm sure there's competition for roles and the difference maybe between you guys having that previous relationship and that time together at the camp versus Tim and Cameron coming in fresh in sort of mid-season form.
Yeah, me and Walker are great friends. We have a great relationship on and off the field. Love him to death. He's a great player. I think in terms of the center backs, there's 4 amazing options for Greg to choose from. We have confidence as a group in all 4 of us, and whoever those starting 2 are is going to do an amazing job. So, yeah, I think the competition's there. It only makes us all better, and we all can't wait.
Martin, straight back.
Hey there, Aaron. Obviously, the World Cup is the biggest tournament of anyone's life, but it's also a massive opportunity, right? We've seen in the past players have used World Cups to become national legends, to supercharge their own career, and I guess for a young team like yours, a chance to further build the game in this country. What do you make of this opportunity that's in front of you over the next few weeks?
Yeah, I think for all of us, we understand that this is a dream of ours, and to live in the moment and to not take it for granted. But to also know that we're not playing for just ourselves or our team or our coaches or our families. We're playing for a whole nation. So we have that responsibility on us.
All the way back to your right.
Hello. This is a question from Wales. A question to both of you. Just your thoughts on Gareth Bale and his impact in your league.
Yeah, obviously an amazing player, a legend. We know he's extremely skilled. You could see it in the MLS Cup final when he comes on. Actually, now that he's getting a little bit healthier, he was able to feature in that game, and he comes on for not that much time. It makes a huge impact. So if he's healthy, I'm sure he's starting, and yeah, an amazing player and extremely dangerous.
We'll go to Paul Tenorio, second row.
Thank you. This is for Jesus. As Aaron noted, it's a 5-man backline usually that Wales plays. I wonder just kind of how you think about breaking down a team that plays with 5 in the back and that typically maybe plays a little bit of a lower block. As a striker, how are you finding those spaces to operate? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, as a forward, it's tough to play against the back 5. But obviously, Coach Greg has an idea of how we're going to break that down, and we're all working forward to that. And the 3 9s that are here are ready, and whoever starts and whoever plays, we're going to support, and we're just training towards that to help us facilitate and get attacks and get goals and get in their box.